These last few years, I've seen hundreds of people say that Batman's no-kill rule is stupid and that it makes no sense. These people do not understand the character of Batman or the mythos as a whole. The character of Batman is defined by this one characteristic. He does not kill. It is intrinsic to his character. They don't understand his reasons and say things like,
Batman doesn't kill people.
Because he's a pussy!
He's a dark creature of the night.
He's a jackass! Who wrestles with murderers dressed like clowns and throws them in prison so they can break out of prison and then murder more people. Riddle me this. How many people you think Batman's indirectly murdered by being too much of a candy ass not to kill these fools who clearly need to be smoked once and for all?
This is the view of people who do not know who Batman is. So allow me to break it down for you. The most important day of Batman's life was when his parents were murdered in Park Row, more commonly known as Crime Alley. A petty criminal by the name of Joe Chill gunned down his parents in a robbery gone wrong. Other versions have tried to paint the Waynes as corrupt billionaires and Joe Chill was a hired gun, but this goes against Batman's reasoning for donning the cape and cowl. The act of specifically a lowly criminal killing his parents represented everything that was wrong with Gotham. It didn't matter how rich you were, what you looked like, Gotham preyed on everyone. His method to cure Gotham was to go against this act, therefore he would not kill because this would feed into the problem. That is his mission, not to just wipe out all the criminals on the streets, but to stop the corruption from spreading. In Batman Year One, he takes on the Falcones and Mayor Hill because they were at the top of the corruption ladder, and he needed to work his way down. If he just killed them, then someone else would grab the power, like the Maronis. They needed a deterrent. Batman used his fear to instill the same fear into criminals as a superstition. It is hard to be afraid of a superstition when you are dead. Furthermore, to remain on the point of curing, not killing, even when he defeats his villains like the Riddler and Two-Face, he does not send them to prison. He sends them to Arkham Asylum, a place for rehabilitation and the curing of minds. These people, despite their flaws and awful crimes, are still a part of Gotham, and a large part of its identity. The most commonly used argument I've seen against this is that the rehabilitation doesn't work, and they just break out, and it doesn't matter. They'll just kill more people. But how long will that go on for? 10 years? 20? 1,000? We don't know. Batman is the first sign of real change in Gotham. Everyone forgets that these aren't just a few petty thieves. They are extremely intelligent and powerful villains, worthy of taking on someone with Batman's level of experience. Of course, the mission won't be easy, but someone has to do it or there will be no change. This clip, I think, sums up my argument completely.
Ignoring what he's done in the past, blindly, stupidly disregarding the entire graveyards he's filled, the thousands who have suffered, the friends he's crippled. You know, I thought I'd be the last person you'd ever let him hurt. If it had been you that he'd beat to a bloody pulp, if he had taken you from this world, I would have done nothing but search the planet for this pathetic pile of evil death-worshipping garbage and send him off to hell.
You don't understand. I don't think you've ever understood.
What? What, your moral code just won't allow for that? It's too hard to cross that line?
No! God Almighty, no! It'd be too damned easy. All I've ever wanted to do is kill him. A day doesn't go by when I don't think about subjecting him to every horrendous torture he's dealt out to others, and then end him.
Aw, so you do think about me.
But if I do that, if I allow myself to go down into that place, I'll never come back.
He knows how easy it would be to kill, and Batman knows that killing won't solve the problem. There is no limit to the amount of people dying that will change Gotham. More deaths would just reinforce its problems. If Batman killed one person, then the temptation would be forever tattooed on his conscience. It would become a habit rather than a choice, and he would become part of the problem rather than the solution. If this doesn't make sense to you, then you have missed the basic principle of Gotham City. Everyone is crazy. Batman has lost his mind. He dresses up as a bat and has charged himself with defending a city that encourages insanity. The former Golden Boy District Attorney Harvey Dent has become a murderous lunatic obsessed between law and chaos, leaving no grey areas, all because a coin decides for him. His main love interest is Catwoman, a criminal kleptomaniac who Batman is constantly trying to redeem because he is obsessed with trying to fix the criminal problem so much that even his heart looks for it. The city itself brings out the worst in people, and Batman wants what's best for all of Gotham. The Joker is arguably the most villainous and unforgivable figure in all of DC Comics. He murders children, skins people alive, he paralyzed and traumatized Barbara Gordon. He represents the pinnacle of Gotham's worst. He is the most evil thing Gotham has ever produced. So to Batman, he poses as the final goal, leaving him with the ridiculously hard decision to risk lives and the livelihoods of Gotham's citizens by sparing him in hopes of redeeming him. Because if Batman can redeem the Joker, then anyone can be redeemed, and Gotham can finally be saved from crime. That is why Batman does not kill.